watermelons and wipe their mouths with white napkins, being indifferent to the blood-red juice dripping down their hands. Meanwhile in Gaza, the graveyards under rocks and rubble grow in number to mark the century's civilizational disgrace. My third poem, A Mosque in Gaza. The mosque is now a mass grave. Those who came to pray have been buried under the rubble, covered in the shroud of blood, dust, and splinters. They were just some regular folks, unflinching in faith but not unafraid of death. They couldn't finish their prayer. A flock of diligent drones brought down the dome, and the whole roof upon the heads devotedly bowed down on the floor. Through the cracks of rubble can be seen a child's wide open eyes staring towards heaven. A journalist in Gaza. The photographer has been photographed with his broken camera lying beside his dead body in a pool of blood. The bullet that hit his head erased his memories even before he stopped breathing. Those memories were his mortuary, where he preserved the unburied, whose number he forgot counting. Who could tell his final thought before the obedient bullet failed to betray its benefactor? Who would know but those still breathing in that muted city where every hour is a year? No matter how many hours he lived, how many years of honor, before embracing the inevitable, the journalist has left a legacy like many other warriors of wars who shame the world every day, exposing their insignificance and their indifference. My fifth poem is Palestinicide. You may consider homicide, genocide, familicide, infanticide, patricide, matricide, sororicide, amicide, regicide, theoreticide, ecocide, or any kind of side as crimes, except, understandably, Palestinicide, which you may not even accept as a word or may consider as oversimplified, biased, dehumanizing, counterproductive, inflammatory, and what not, except as a crime. Choice is yours. And my sixth poem, What is Unfolding in Gaza? No matter how many poems you write, or how many words of grief and anger, the letters on your keyboard keys will fade, as will your memories of mourning. But my friend, the bullets and bombs of their arsenal, their merciless machinery of death, will never exhaust, never will end what is unfolding in Gaza or in Palestine, as long as the mortal gods refuse to cleanse their complicit hands and continue to fail the moral litmus test for the world. My final poem that I wrote this morning, just this morning, and when I read the poem, you will understand the context. The poem's title is Life of a Cockroach. Being a timid immigrant, living like a cockroach, I don't dare to say what I wish I could, for I should only express my gratitude for this generous refuse. If I distantly deviate from this expectation, even inadvertently, someone most gentle may mildly ask me, "Mate, you should go back home." So I suspend the visa of my unapproved thoughts and deport all my undocumented emotions. Who am I to tell my host which side of the history is right and which is wrong? I cry my own cry for what's happening in Gaza, knowing why a cockroach always crawls inside a corner and hides in the dark. I'll read one final poem. This is not my poem. This is Michelle Elvis' poem. Michelle, many of you know her. She's an editor, poet, writer, and one of the organizers. She runs the Otago New Zealand Society of Authors Otago Southland branch. She's the chair. And Michelle has been very helpful in organizing poetry event, including this event. And Michelle sent this poem. I'm reading Michelle's poem. This is my final poem. And I will give an advance apology because there are many non-English words used in this poem. Even my English pronunciation is sometimes problematic, so you can imagine what might happen with these English, non-English words. The poem's title is Tomorrow, an Aotearoa Dispatch. At the end of the phone call, I say I will ring you tomorrow and mean it, but no, it's a luxury. A sweet promise that may or may not come to pass. It is a spring for my mother. Autumn here and cheap tricks are still the news. This man with his crowns, fake gilding everything, making mockery of good, taking time and more from the world because he can. We are built up, forward-looking time, we hope, the giver of something better, something different from today. We steel ourselves for tomorrow, saying, if we can hold, I think of apupu, this word, this sense of soon. In German, tomorrow is a promise of morning, in French and Spanish too, handed down from Latin, mane. There it is again, time tumbling through centuries. In places where I have laughed, we said a domain with a kiss, a cheerful Bismorgen, or a nod and manana, language confident, morning on our tongues. A journalist told of a girl who, when rushed on a stretcher from a mound of broken everything, asked, Raihat Ela al Makbara, am I being taken to the cemetery? That was 6 months ago. That today is this day. In Gaza, there is today after today after today. In Gaza, language is dangerous, is death, is covered in dust. What is tomorrow in Gaza? In Tanzania, when we said kesho, it meant something less certain, not tomorrow, but not today. And Bahasa Bisok offered forward motion over days or weeks, time like water, finding its path, not clearly mapped, language keeping us waiting, unspoken space. I left my mother's house, a suitcase of uncertainty, zip tied, and checked my baggage at its limit, carried from Maryland to here. We spoke our vows to tomorrow, despite the weight of things, rolled with my shirts tucked in a drawer, folded in this poem. Now I am across the international deadline, my mother's tomorrow, my today, skipping through time, living a small miracle. See? I said when I landed safe, it's Wednesday already. I asked a friend about tomorrow in Ukraine. She says the word Jatra, but also tells me it could be Jatrashni Den, tomorrow days. I think about living in two places, tomorrow days. There and here, time zones meaningless, simultaneity of loss. I send an email promising this poem tomorrow, and I mean it, but turn over the notion of not today, because that much is certain. Thank you, everyone.